Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hawakakwadash, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Aki Awasap. Today's lesson is entitled, Measure Thou the Time. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit-downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, and to you as the gospel preached. So the title of this lesson comes from a precept in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. And, part of this truth is measuring thou the time, all right? We as watchmen, we're standing upon a high tower and we're looking upon the world to see these potential threats that could possibly be coming, so we can blow the alarm to the Lord's holy mountain, or as it says in Joel, the 2nd chapter. And we know that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and when we speak about the so-called white man, we're talking about the upper echelon, the shadow government, the individuals that you don't see, all right, the individuals that's pulling these strings behind the scenes that control your leaders. All right. Ultimately, they want to push out this new financial system, all right, which the infrastructure is already here. All right. The whole cashless and, using your hand to pay for things, so on and so forth. It's already here. They're just waiting to make it mandatory, But we believe there's going to be some type of event that happens that's going to speed things up. And they're going to, push out this CBDC, which that's an acronym for Central Bank Digital Currency, which will then lead to the implantable technology, what we always speak about in Revelation 13. So recently there was a event that happened in some of these counties, and the ATMs had received a cybersecurity incident. But we got that, and then here, you got this Sherman Oaks resident goes cash free after a series of burglaries. So, when Esau pushes out this technology and make it mandatory, a lot of these businesses, they're going to be the first ones that basically jump on that wave, because in order for a business to stay afloat, they got to receive money from their Patreons and their customers. So they're going to be the first ones pushing that vibration in your cities. And these are the talking points that they're going to be using. It's always been, when we were dealing with cash, it was always burglaries. We had to worry about it. We were going to get robbed, and, the cash register coming up short, and, these different employees that we have, they steal money, so on and so forth. Ever since we went cashless, we don't have those problems, and this is all aiding into Esau's agenda. So, we gonna start over here. Now, I managed to figure out the problem with StreamYard as far as when I do the live streams and I play back videos. Before, the audio wasn't playing, so it looks like it's now playing after I tweak some settings in StreamYard. So we're gonna go ahead and play this video, and I'm gonna tune in from my phone to see if it's playing. So let me just load it up.
New information on what's now being called a cybersecurity incident impacting Tri-Counties Bank. Here's an update for you. We're told some ATMs are back up and running tonight, but the customer service call center, that's still down. There's no timeline for when all services will be restored. Officials say an investigation is underway into what happened and if any data was compromised. The bank says no customer accounts were affected. Those are housed on a separate system, we're told.
All right, so Tri-Counties Bank, they received some type of cybersecurity incident which caused the ATMs to malfunction. And as I was mentioning earlier, these type of events is gonna all add up to these different talking points that they're gonna push out as far as segueing from using the traditional ATM systems, traditional cash systems, to a new system that is cyber security proof. All right. So let me look at the comments, see if it's anything on the comments. See if we can get something. There was another incident a couple of weeks ago where people were going to a particular Bank of America and they wasn't able to get no money out. So, these are the different things that we're watching for. All right.
New information on what's now being called a cybersecurity incident impacting Tri-Counties Bank. Here's an update for you. We're told some ATMs are back up and running tonight. But
I don't know what's up with it, but it's not loading up. But we'll go ahead and stop it there. All right, this is from KTLA 5. It says Sherman Oaks restaurant goes cash free after a series of burglaries. There's been a lot of that happening, especially in Long Beach. A lot of restaurants, they've been experiencing an uptick in, and it looks like Jake that's doing it. Jake's going into these restaurants, robbing and stealing, and I mean that's the time of season that we're in. With inflation at an all-time high and these different economic woes happening, the love of many is gonna wax cold. So this one says the owner of a restaurant in Sherman Oaks. This is in the Valley, all right, off the 101 freeway type area. Say they have been targeted by burglars 7 times since they opened 7 months ago. So they have decided to take a drastic step to stem their losses. And a lot of businesses, they're going to be doing stuff like that. They're going to be jumping on this new wave of this new technology, all to prevent business loss, and potential robberies and burglaries. So I got this in 2nd Esdras 9, 2nd Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, now this is Esdras speaking with Uriel, which Uriel is one of the angels that stand before the presence of the Lord. And he was sent to Esdras to give him these prophecies. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And that's what we should be doing. When you're measuring something, you're judging. You put some substance in a measuring cup, you're judging how much of that substance is in that cup. So we're supposed to be measuring thou the time, or judging the time. We're looking at the different things that's going on in the world. All right, we made them to the biblical prophecies, and that lets us know what time and season that we're in. Measure thou the time diligently. That's another thing that you have to be in this truth. You have to be diligent. And another word for diligent is consistent. You can't be putting your hands, Elder Apostle Tahar always mentioned this, you can't be putting the plow down. You got to constantly be watching. You got to be constantly putting in this work, because a lot of things is happening. Scripture speak about seeking the Lord 10 times more. And that's going into being diligent and consistent. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the sign. So there's going to be things that we're going to be seeing, the different articles, the different videos. You're looking at alternative media. You're seeing all these particular things happening in the geopolitics, the financial sector, the different things that's happening in other countries. All right. You're going to be, in a position of seeing these particular things. And we as watchmen, which I'll get this over here in Isaiah, a watchman lot is supposed to stand upon the tower. And as I was mentioning when opening the video, you stand upon the tower, you watch for the incoming threats, and then you blow the alarm to warn the inhabitants of the city, because the cities were walled villages. Were walled. And you get the inhabitants ready for whatever threat. If it's enemy invasion potentially happen, or if somebody's coming to meet the king, or if the watchman is blowing the trumpet for a particular ceremony or a particular high holy day. And, the different trumpets, will make their particular sounds, and the inhabitants of the city will know what time it is. So we're blowing the trumpet of prophecy. This is Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. That's that diligence. That's that consistency. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent. So we always supposed to be pushing that vibration out. And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So the men of the Lord, which are like watchmen, they're going to endure unto the end. They're going to endure until the Lord make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right, so back in 2nd Esdras 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, and there was a major earthquake in Turkey, all right, which that's in Asia Minor, and the last report I saw was 56,000 people were put to death, and that was judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, whether he put the spirit on Esau to use these different weather manipulating instruments to cause it, because there's some, speculation that's going on behind that, or the Lord did it organically. At the end of the day, man's going to the Lord. The Lord brought that judgment. And uproars of the people in the world. You got a lot of people that's uproaring, protesting. And even here in the States on a small level, you're hearing a lot of murmuring about inflation. They just brought out the CPI report, the Consumer Price Index. They saying that the inflation went up what is it, 0.5. So things is getting more expensive, which that's going to cause the Feds to raise the interest rates, and that's going to further weaken the dollar. So when they come out with the CBDC, which that's their salvation for this financial crunch people are dealing with, people are going to jump on it. And then you got the gas, certain areas that still experience situations with gas, and then, the eggs and the chicken and so on and so forth. So, that's causing people to have certain thoughts about the economy and the health of it. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand. All right. It's about understanding the time and season that we're in. It's not saying this twice for no reason. It says it in the second verse as well as the fourth verse. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, because these things that we see today, it's all been prophesied. Prophets spoke about these times of trouble. Yahweh Shai spoke about tribulation in Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right, Daniel spoke about the time of trouble in Daniel, the 12th chapter. Jeremiah, Isaiah, Esdras. All right. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and the end, and the end is manifest, and manifest is something that's being made obvious, being made known, and it's clearly obvious that we're at the end. A lot of talks about the CBDC. In fact, if you type in CBDC, central banking digital currencies, there's articles and all kind of breaking news and different things that's going on in regards to this new system that they want to segue to. You got even these whistleblowers, they blowing a trumpet on it. All right, and this is going to segue into the implantable technology, and then you got the whole situation with the wars and rumors of wars and the threats of wars. Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, Babylon. All right, North Korea. The Saudi Arabia, Syria, Israel. All these major world powers. That war tension is intensifying. That's a part of the end, right? And of course, the famine, the pestilence, and the upwards of the people and the love of many waxing cold. These are the things that we're supposed to be looking at so we can measure it with the prophecies, and that'll let us know what time and season that we're in. It says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderfuls and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So it's going to be a lot of different things that we're going to be seeing. And everyone that shall be saved, this is everyone that's of the elect, because salvation is for the elect of Israel. 2/3 they're going to get cut off and die, but they're going to come back through the loins of the elect in the kingdom, which the kingdom is the rulership of the Israelites in the earth, starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. They'll come back, and that'll be the fulfilling of all Israel being saved. and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. And these are the characteristics that the individuals that will receive salvation will have. They will have works, then the faith and believing. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils. Where are these perils said at? They're said all throughout the prophecies. Peril means destruction. All right. And shall see my salvation. The elect is going to see Yahushua coming in power and great glory with the angels. In my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. The elect have been predestinated for salvation from the beginning. Apostle Paul spoke about that. Then shall they be in a pitiful case which now have abused my ways. These are the scoffers, the gainsayers, the unbelievers, those who were in the truth for a season. And, when afflictions and trials and tribulations came up, they withered away. They're going to get destroyed. They're going to be in a pitiful case. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. So torments is going to come, But those who will receive salvation, the hedge of protection is going to be enabled for them. Psalm 34:7, angels encamp around them that fear the Lord and deliver them. There shall no evil happen unto them that fear the Lord. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall drink. My servant shall eat, and ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. All right. When a day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep, but thou shalt be merry and have an abundance. So, those who are on the opposite end of salvation, they're going to have these different torments. And there's two types of torments. There's a mental torment and a physical torment, and the Lord is bringing both. All right. So depending on what side you stand on, or what lot you in, all right, will determine your fate here in the last days. So, I just want to go into that real quick. Just continue watching, seeing these different things. Don't take these type of articles for granted. And I've been hearing that other camps have been speaking about how the leadership and the elders of Great Millstone, they be pulling out articles, and they saying that that's going off. How is that going off when we supposed to measure it out the time diligently in itself? The Lord is going to be showing us things, as we read in the first verse. When thou seest part of the signs. So where we going to see these signs at? We're not traveling to and fro on the earth. We're using the Urim and the Thummim, the internet, to see these different things that's going on. And then we made it to the prophecy so we can blow that trumpet. So that was pretty much it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Brother Colin on the other line. And Lord willing, you are edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. And Lord willing, you enduring to the end. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong. Double honors to our elders and apostles, Great Millstone. Shalom, Akim.